mayors and governors, we better be able to do that. Why doesn't the federal government think that it has to? Well, it must, and it will, under John McCain. John and I also, we will bring tax relief to every American and every business.
Thank you.
We're going to let small business owners keep more of what they earn and produce so that they can hire more people. That's how jobs are created. Candidates in this race who have track records that prove that reform is possible, that we don't just talk the talk, we both walk the walk. I'm going to tell you about my track record. First, as senator, though, John McCain, he has confronted the corrupt ways of Washington and the wasteful spending and the abuses of power. As president, he's going to end those abuses, whatever it takes. Now, my own track record as mayor, and you need to pay close attention to someone's track record. It's not mean-spirited, and it's not negative campaigning when you call someone out on their record. Don't let them make you believe that you're being negative or mean-spirited or unpatriotic or unfair when you're asking about somebody's record, okay? Now, my own track record to prove this reform also. As mayor up in Alaska, I wanted businesses to grow and to thrive and to prosper. So in my town, where I was the mayor and manager, I eliminated personal property taxes. I eliminated small business inventory taxes and annoying little things like business license renewal fees and those things that really almost cost bureaucracy more to administer than they do taking in, more than they do that actually help. So, as governor then also, suspending our state fuel tax and putting the veto pen to nearly $500 million in wasteful spending, ruffling feathers along the way, but you gotta do what you gotta do to best serve the people who have hired you.
You did it.
Spending under control, and we had a surplus, so I'm returning a chunk of that surplus right back to the people of Alaska. It's their money and they can spend it better than government can spend it. See, what we did in the positions that I've had the opportunity to serve, we got back to the basics and we put government back on the side of the people because I always knew who it was that I was accountable to. There it's been the people of Alaska. And in a McCain-Palin administration, I promise you, we will never forget that we'll be there in Washington, D.C. working for you, the people of America. In their own hometown with lower taxes, a pro-growth, pro-private sector agenda, and spending control in Washington, and that's how we get the economy moving again. John McCain and I will also end 30 years worth of failed policy and set this country firmly on a path towards energy independence. And find better ways of tapping into our old sources. To meet America's great energy challenge, John and I will adopt an all-of-the-above approach. In our administration, that will mean developing new alternative sources of energy. You know, God has so richly blessed this land, not just with the oil and the gas, but the wind and the hydro, the geothermal, the biomass. We'll tap into those. We're going to build more nuclear power plants also. And our plan for nuclear will create 700,000 new jobs where they're needed most. And whether Joe Biden approves it or not, John and I are going to develop clean coal technology. I know that he had whispered to a voter in a rope line that something like, oh, there's no such thing as clean coal, or we won't be using clean coal. No, you know, there's more coal in this free country than there is oil in Saudi Arabia. We need to tap into it. Our plan for clean coal will create over 30,000 new jobs in places where it's needed most. We'll also drill safely for the billions of barrels of oil that we have underground. And that means, too, safely tapping into our oil resources offshore. We need to drill here and drill now.
Yeah!
You're right. Drill, baby, drill, and mine, baby, mine. Yes.
Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill.
You betcha. Drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill.
Now, it is nonsense, the position that we are in today, where, you know, the price of oil was as high as it was over the summer. We were circulating $700 billion US dollars into foreign countries